On nearly every continent, there is a plant that has been destroyed as a weed for centuries, without people ever realizing that it once fed entire civilizations. This plant is wild amaranth. Today, it is pulled from fields, sprayed with herbicides, and treated as a sign of neglected land. But thousands of years ago, the reality was the opposite. For the peoples of Central and South America, amaranth was more than food. It was a foundation of survival. Its seeds were harvested, dried, and ground into flour. They were used to make porridge, flatbreads, and drinks. Amaranth did not require fertile soil, tolerated drought, grew quickly, and produced reliable yields where other crops failed. What makes it truly remarkable is its nutritional value. Wild amaranth seeds contain an almost complete protein, including lysine, an amino acid missing from most grains. That made it especially valuable in pre-industrial societies, where meat was rare. When industrial agriculture emerged, amaranth became a problem. It did not fit into systems of straight rows, mechanized harvesting, and centralized control. It was difficult to monopolize, difficult to standardize, and difficult to make efficient. And that is when it stopped being considered food. Today, wild amaranth survives where people do not want it. Along roadsides, in abandoned fields, at the edges of cities, and almost no one notices that they are looking at one of the most resilient and nutrient-dense plants humanity has ever known. Wild amaranth was not forgotten by accident. It was pushed aside deliberately, slowly, quietly, and very effectively. As agriculture became industrial, food stopped being valued for resilience and nutrition, and started being valued for uniformity. Crops had to grow at the same height, mature at the same time, and survive long-distance transport. Amaranth did none of that. It grew too freely, too independently. It refused to obey the system. Farmers learned to recognize it as a threat, not because it was weak, but because it was strong. It competed aggressively for sunlight and nutrients. It adapted faster than cultivated crops. In many regions, it became resistant to the very chemicals designed to erase it. So it earned a label, weed. That label changed everything. Once a plant is called a weed, knowledge about it disappears. Recipes vanish. Medical uses are forgotten. What was once common sense turns into folklore, and then into nothing at all. Yet the plant itself never changed. Wild amaranth still produces protein-rich seeds in extreme conditions. Its leaves are still edible, rich in minerals, and easier to digest than many modern greens. It still grows where soil is exhausted, where water is scarce, and where industrial crops fail completely. Ironically, the traits that made amaranth undesirable to modern farming are the same traits that once made it invaluable to human survival. It does not depend on supply chains. It does not require fertilizers. It does not wait for permission. And while modern systems spend billions trying to control food production, wild amaranth continues to do what it has always done: grow, feed, and survive, whether it is wanted or not. What makes wild amaranth uncomfortable is not just what it is, but what it represents. It proves that highly nutritious food does not need laboratories, branding, or complex supply chains. It shows that protein does not have to come from factories, supplements, or patented seeds. For most of human history, survival depended on plants exactly like this, plants that could grow anywhere, under almost any conditions. Wild amaranth challenges the idea that food must be controlled to be valuable. It cannot be easily owned. It spreads on its own. Its seeds can be saved, replanted, and shared freely. That alone makes it incompatible with systems built on dependency. Today, interest in amaranth is slowly returning. Scientists study its resistance to drought and poor soil, nutritionists rediscover its protein profile. But in most places, the wild form is still ignored or actively destroyed before it has a chance to be understood. And that may be the real loss. Because wild amaranth is not a relic of the past. It is a reminder that food security once came from diversity, not uniformity, from local knowledge, not global logistics, from plants people understood, not products they depended on. In a world increasingly fragile, dependent on long supply chains and limited crops, wild amaranth continues to grow quietly at the margins. Not as a trend, not as a superfood, but as it always has, a plant that feeds those who notice it,